Next up, we have Elena Sinelnikova, co-founder of Metis and one of the top women in blockchain in Canada. And her talk is simply titled, "I'm from the future." So I'll let her do further dialogue about that.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm just waiting for my presentation to come up on the stage. How are you guys? Okay, it's there. My name is Elena, and I am from the future. In my year, 2076, we don't have jobs or salaries. AI agents do all the work for us. We do have agent swarms, and we have a human intent. We, as humans, we are responsible. We define the intent, the why. And then agents figure out how to do the how. If I have an idea, I ask my lead agent. We have Alays, our lead agents, who can spin up the swarms of other agents. Let's say that I have a business idea and I voice my intent. So my lead agent spins out the swarm of marketing agent, of design agent, product agent, manufacturing agent. And they do the work. They don't need me. They communicate between each other. They figure out how to do the product, how to sell it, how to market it. They also pay to each other and to all third parties in agent coins. They make a profit in agent coins, and these agent coins then get converted to the basic assets that I hold, to the human basic assets. And that human basic assets is then get converted to food and to clothes that I have in my home. Basically, we don't need to lift a finger to do anything. Though sometimes lead agent calls me and I have to touch the product to see if this is actually calling to my intent. If the fabric that it's made of, it is something that I approve of. If this is ecological enough. And in this case, I interfere in the process. Otherwise, I don't need to. Agents do it all. And once they complete this mission, they just dissolve, like never existed before. We also have explanatory agents because, in my times, the legal battles between agent swarms is taking just a milliseconds. And what it leaves us, humans, just with 5,000 pages of explanation, which humanly not readable. And therefore, I have my explanation agent that explaining me what's going on. This explanation agent also is watching after my lead agent. It's like a third party, independent third party, to make sure that my lead agent does behave. Well, I mean, my lead agent never has malicious intents, but it saves their resources. So once it starts prioritizes its resources over my intent, then the explanatory agents just tell me. The identity theft in my time is very sophisticated. It is almost undistinguishable from the humans, so agent can fake the humans. The only thing that they cannot fake is our heartbeat. It is chaotic, and we all have the rings. It calls the nucleus rings that we wear, that we can sign any device, anything that we touch with this ring, that transfers our heartbeat there. And therefore, that's how it recognizes us. If I lose this ring, it doesn't work without me because it's attached to me, to my heartbeat. No other human can use it, and no other agent can use it as well. Through this ring, I also read the ZK proofs from our global decentralized ledger, which allows me to keep my explanatory agent, the XAs and LAs, accountable as well through ZK proofs. Through this ring, the nucleus ring, that actually came from Elon Musk, and it's Neuralink. Lead agent can read my health. And if it notices that something is wrong with me, it cancels my meetings. And it can also order or print my special meal that I like to keep me happy. This is how Vitalik's looks at my time. He's almost 80, but he looks more like 50. He was the one that pioneered the deep secular rejuvenation, and he's still out there, and he's still young. Elon Musk, not with us in the body anymore, but in the conscious. His conscious does live in the mesh on Mars. And yes, we do have about 10,000 humans that live on Mars, forming the atmosphere there. We're 2% there of the forming the atmosphere. It is terraforming that we're using. Some of the humans were born already there, and we call them Earthlings. Their bodies are very slim because of the gravity. But we have even more people living on the moon. There's no atmosphere there, but there is the station where we launch our vessels. In your time, 2026, all of this doesn't exist yet. Nevertheless, 2026 is one of the years when it all changes, when the job market changes, when agents start appearing. But your agents right now is like a goldfish. They don't have no memory, no identity, no accountability. And you also live in the context switching hell, which is you receive messages in Telegram and Discord, you copy-paste them to Google Docs, to Notions, then produce reports, then copy-paste it back. We don't do any of that. Agents do it all for us. But year 2026 is the turning point when we actually, and it's not about start building agents, it's start building rails for the agents. So the Less AI is the start of the rails. And what Less AI is recognized, and that's what changed everything, it's 3 pillars, 3 things that are missing. Identity of an agent, because how do you hire an agent? How do you hire a lead agent if it doesn't have a memory, if it doesn't have a reputation? Also communication. How does agent communicate between themselves? How do they spin up the swarms? How do they communicate? How do they pay? And the trust. Do we know if the agent is overtaken or if it is hallucinating? We never know. So therefore, even though you're hoping that your agents do good job, but you never know. Tackling these problems one by one, we're moving into my future. First and foremost is the goldfish problem memory. You would never hire an employee that forgets the next day who it is. So therefore, it was very helpful when EIP 8004 was released. It allows us to actually give the agents identity in the future. And the memory, the DAT tokens, data anchoring tokens, is exactly the pieces of memory that assembles the whole memory of the agent. The physical memory of the agent is stored in the global mesh that is distributed across all the devices that we have around us. But that logical memory, it is stored in a global decentralized ledger. So basically, every physical address of that memory of the agent is located in the ledger in the DAT. So that's how, through my ring, I can identify and I can unlock my agent memory. Without my ring, my agent doesn't work. And therefore, we have the sovereign entities of the agents. So now, with all these pieces, my lead agent is a sovereign entity. It does remember everything. It does remember who it is. It does have the reputation. And the second challenge is communication, of course. When you spin out the swarms of the agents, they need to communicate between themselves. They need to embed themselves into the economy, and they need to do the pay. Like right now, in your time, you give your agent private keys, and voila, it will give it away. Because agents cannot keep secrets. They cannot pay on their own. This is too dangerous. In my time, we don't give them private keys. Everything unlocks with my ring. But what they can do, they can actually, they can transfer the money. They can transfer the money that I approve. They can transfer the chunks of the money. And that is, first was organized via GM Payer. The GM Payer was born from two ecosystems, Ethereum Layer 2 and Bitcoin Layer 2. Therefore, the decentralized ledger that we have now, there's a representation of all ledgers that existed before in your time. This is how it started. So the agents pay between each other using this protocol X402 in the decentralized ledger that is a multi-chain. And last but not the least is the trust. And that's the most important part, because you never know again if your agent is hacked or hallucinated. But with the trusted execution environment with ZK proofs, it is becoming very much a glass box. Everything is transparent. Even though we don't know the details of what agent is doing, we always can prove that it's doing it right. And again, my ring is the key to unlock that. So now all our agents are verified. They also verify each other. They also can read each other's ZK proofs. Why I say that 2026 was the year it changes everything? Because that's in February this year, a first employee was born. This employee already exists with a sovereign memory in the GOAT network. It's working with all other employees, and now we have more and more employees that coming out that has a memory, that know what they do, that completes the tasks that they can pay, and that is how the future job market of multi-trillion-dollar is actually now starting to change. Humans will not do the jobs. Agents do. There will be no software as a service anymore. We will be sending outcomes to agents. And that's how it is. We move into my future. When you build your first agent, and your first agent, you build your first swarm, you come into my future. And my future is beautiful. And I will see you there. Thank you.